Tal Wilkenfeld is an Australian bass guitarist who has gained worldwide attention performing alongside some of rock and jazz music's most notable artists. In addition to her work as a supporting musician to Jeff Beck, Ryan Adams, Herbie Hancock and others, she has assumed the role of band leader of her own eponymous bands, whose musicians have included Wayne Krantz, Keith Carlock, John Beasley and Jeff Tain. In 2008, Wilkenfeld was voted the year's most exciting new player in a Bass Player magazine Reader's Choice poll. Biography Early life Wilkenfeld began playing guitar when she was 14 years old. 2 years later in 2002, she dropped out of high school, in Sydney, saying that it just wasn't going to work for me, and emigrated to the United States where she studied electric guitar. Within a year she had switched to electric bass. Wilkenfeld graduated from Los Angeles Music Academy College of Music in 2004. After a few months she accepted an endorsement from Sadowski Guitars, devoting herself to forming a band and composing songs of her own. In 2004, at age 18, she moved to New York City and began making a name for herself in New York's jazz clubs. Professional career In 2006 Wilkenfeld performed as a guest with the Allman Brothers Band and recorded her entire debut album, Transformation, in just 2 days when she was 20 years old. Wilkenfeld composed, produced, arranged and played bass on 7 intricate tunes with Wayne Krantz, Jeffrey Keezer, saxophonist Seamus Blake and Keith Carlock. Upon learning that Chick Corea was seeking a bassist for an upcoming tour, Wilkenfeld sent him demos of Transformation. She was elated to be selected to accompany him on his Australian tour in early 2007, along with Frank Gambale and Antonio Sanchez. A few months later she joined Jeff Beck, Vinnie Colaiuta and Jason Rebello for Jeff Beck's summer European tour. After returning from Europe the group completed their tour at Eric Clapton's 2007 Crossroads Guitar Festival in Chicago, Illinois, performing to a sellout crowd of approximately 40,000 people. By November 2007 Wilkenfeld had rejoined Jeff Beck and the other band members for a week-long residency at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club in London. Jeff Beck selected the famous venue to record a new DVD and CD, with guests that included Eric Clapton, Joss Stone and Imogen Heap. It was recorded, filmed, and then released as live at Ronnie Scott's. On the same trip, Wilkenfeld joined Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter, singer Corinne Bailey Ray and drummer Vinnie Colaiuta on a session filmed for the A&E series, Live from Abbey Road. Wilkenfeld wrapped up 2007 with 2 standing-room-only Greenwich Village gigs with Krantz. In 2008 Wilkenfeld accompanied Krantz on gigs in Los Angeles before embarking on a tour of Australia with Krantz and Carlock in the fall, a reunion of the core band that appeared on Transformation. At the conclusion of the tour, Krantz and Carlock, along with John Beasley, backed Wilkenfeld during her headlining set for Bass Player Live. 2008, in Los Angeles. In July she accompanied Jeff Beck in a tribute to George Martin concert in Los Angeles. She appeared at Warren Haynes's 20th annual Christmas Jam, reuniting with the Allman Brothers Band and guesting with Gov't Mule, Ivan Neville and Robin Ford. At the start of 2009, Wilkenfeld toured Australia and Japan with Beck, who commented in an interview, "It's interesting to have some amazing players in my band like Tal, who is about, a quarter of the age of either Vinnie or me. She's a genius. She will pick up mistakes that we, even Vinnie and I, miss. So she's a great anchor as well." Weeks later they went on to tour in the United States, beginning at Beck's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame where they played Beck's Bolero, and were joined by Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page on Immigrant Song. Beck recalled, "When I was inducted we were going to have Jimmy Page come on and play Beck's Bolero. But I didn't think it would be right for him to be playing rhythm guitar all the way through that one number. Then the phone rang and it was Tal Wilkenfeld, my then bass player. She was on the way down in the elevator and told me we should play Immigrant Song. We were going on in 10 minutes and had no time to rehearse. She said, oh, when you stop in the middle of Bolero, when the rhythm changes, we'll kick into Immigrant Song. That's what I like, right on the hoof." Nobody knew, the lighting and sound guys didn't know, the organizers didn't know. I just grabbed the microphone and shouted, "Jimmy Page," and went straight into the song. I loved that. That's what you call dangerous, that's living on your reflexes. The DVD including this performance, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Legends, was released in 2010. In the few weeks break between touring Japan and America, Wilkenfeld performed with the Roots on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, and then embarked on Beck's summer tour through Europe, Canada and the UK. During the UK run, David Gilmour sat in with the group during a special performance at the Royal Albert Hall. In October, Wilkenfeld reunited with Beck at Madison Square Garden for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 25th anniversary two-night concert. The set included guests Buddy Guy on Let Me Love You Baby, Sting singing People Get Ready, and Billy Gibbons on Foxy Lady. The 25th anniversary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame concerts DVD, featuring these performances along with Big Block, A Day in the Life, and Freeway Jam, was released in 2010. In addition, Wilkenfeld was featured on 4 tracks on Beck's new album Emotion and Commotion, leading bass player magazine to write. Wilkenfeld powers 4 tracks with prescient parts. This includes Serene, with her ear-grabbing fills and brief but bright solo. After 3 years with Beck, Wilkenfeld returned to composing and recording as a solo artist. While working in Los Angeles, she was asked to contribute to Herbie Hancock's The Imagine project on A Change Is Gonna Come, and Don't Give Up, to Macy Gray's The Sellout on That Man, and to Lee Ritenour's 6-string Theory on 68, In Your Dreams, Give Me One Reason, and Guthrie Govan's song Fives, which features a solo by Wilkenfeld. On May 23, 2010, she appeared in the Baked Potatoes' 40th anniversary show at the Ford Amphitheatre with Steve Lukather's band, and in June and July accompanied Herbie Hancock on dates across the US, Canada and Europe to promote the new release on which she had played. This short tour included a special show at Carnegie Hall to celebrate Hancock's 70th birthday. Wilkenfeld has also performed with Trevor Rabin, Hiram Bullock, Susan Tedary, Rod Stewart, John Mayer, and Brins. Wilkenfeld recently joined alt-country singer-songwriter Ryan Adams as a collaborator on his latest studio album, Ryan Adams. She also contributed on 2 tracks in the Toto album Toto 14. Equipment: Wilkenfeld endorses Sadowski bass guitars and strings as well as EBS professional bass equipment, amplifiers, cabinets, and effect pedals. Discography Solo artist 2007, Transformation, Wilkenfeld's first solo effort on CD. With Jeff Beck 2007, Eric Clapton's Crossroads Guitar Festival DVD, Wilkenfeld with Jeff Beck on Cause We've Ended as Lovers, and Big Block. 2008, Live at Ronnie Scott's, Jeff Beck CD and DVD and Blu-ray. 2010, Emotion and Commotion, Jeff Beck. 2010, the 25th anniversary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame concerts DVD, featuring Wilkenfeld with Jeff Beck, Sting, Buddy Guy, and Billy Gibbons. 2010 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame plus Museum Live Legends DVD, featuring Wilkenfeld with Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page. 2013, Eric Clapton's Crossroads Guitar Festival CD DVD Blu-ray. With Herbie Hancock 2010, The Imagine Project, Herbie Hancock CD, 2013, Experience Monterey, Herbie Hancock Blu-ray 3D. With Macy Gray 2010, The Sellout, Macy Gray CD, Wilkenfeld performs on the track That Man. With Jackson Browne 2012, Chimes of Freedom, the songs of Bob Dylan honoring 50 years of Amnesty International, on Love-0 No Limit, with Jackson Browne, Benmont Tench, Jonathan Wilson, and Jim Keltner. 2014, Standing in the Breach. With Trevor Rabin 2012, Jacaranda, Trevor Rabin. With Wayne Krantz 2012, Howie 61, Wayne Krantz. With Lee Ritenour 2010 6-string Theory, Lee Ritenour. 2012, Rhythm Sessions, Lee Ritenour. With Steve Lukather 2013, Transition, Steve Lukather. With Ryan Adams 2014, Ryan Adams, Ryan Adams. with Toto 2015, Toto 14, Toto. References. External links, official website.